The upfronts, for the first time in Simulmedia's history, we actually are able to participate in the upfronts. It's been something we've watched from the sidelines as a spectator. It's where an awful lot of the momentum in the television advertising market is created. A lot of the money is committed, and for the first time, we actually have positions this year on both the sell side and the buy side. And so we are working with a number of the television networks whom we help them aggregate their inventory for sale on an audience basis, and we're making upfront commitments, 12-month commitments with them around certain types of audiences that we want to be able to we'll sell on their behalf. And on the advertiser side, the agency side, we're negotiating with several agencies now for upfront commitments for specific brands that want to ensure that they're going to have access to audience-based campaigns over the next 12 months. So it's exciting for us because we've only been heretofore a scatter play in the TV market, and it's another important step in the transition of the business. Depending on how you want to count it, total upfront commitments between broadcast and cable, probably represent about $20 billion of market spend. And more importantly, they set the tone for the other $55 billion of market spend. It's framed around those. So, that tells you it's about 30% of the market. But it's a lot of certainty. And I think the certainty and the predictability of knowing you have this commitment helps everybody, helps the whole ecosystem and supply chain work with each other. So it's not just 30% of the revenue in the marketplace, it's probably 50 or 70% of its stability and foundation. What we do is sell, deliver, and measure audience-based advertising on linear TV. Now, when you talk about audience-based advertising, you immediately start thinking about what it looks like on the web. And on the web, you have ad servers that serve the ads in real time on a dynamic basis. So serving an ad to someone that's likely to eat at a casual fine dining establishment like Denny's this week means that you're going to make a decision in milliseconds as an ad is served to that person and dynamically present that ad to them. That's the web. That's a tablet. That's the mobile device. That's not TV. TV doesn't have an ad server. It doesn't have a chance to dynamically change the ad. It doesn't have a chance to give a different ad to each household, except for a small percentage of households in the United States. However, you can start algorithmically predicting in advance, which may be weeks in advance, what viewers on what shows are likely to be available at times that are going to significantly over-index for the likelihood to eat at a casual fine dining establishment. And you can change those schedules of those campaigns and enhance the content-based advertising. Maybe they're already commitments on the NBA, and they want to make sure that during the week that they're on the playoffs, they're also reaching those casual fine diners, increasing some frequency against them in non-NBA content. And so we'll do that. We actually may not change the ad or physically transmit it to the television networks or operators until a couple days in advance, in which it's scheduled down. So in TV, though, that's getting close to real time. I mean, TV works in annual cycles, not monthly or daily or hourly cycles. So it's not what we've had on the web, but it's light years ahead of where TV was before. Where we're learning is, and this isn't anything new, folks like Irwin Efron were preaching this 20 years ago in the television research community, that the key to great advertising on TV and other media, it's reach, relevance, and recency, which is get as many of the people that the message is going to be relevant to quickly, and don't try to get too much frequency, but try to do it recently. Try to do it every week, not just flighting it. Like if you're selling something every week, there should be an ad to somebody every week. And so what we're learning is that when you use data and you use essentially techniques that were otherwise used in digital marketing before, but we like to think about marketing in a digital age. When you use data-driven techniques and you start stitching together ads that are likely to over-index to specific audiences on linear TV, you not only dramatically improve the reach curve, the amount of people reached in any particular week by an advertiser. You could increase it 10–20%, which is significantly improves the efficiency of those TV campaigns. But when you start looking at the business objectives that are behind those campaigns. The people, the store visits, the number of transactions, the amount they purchase, the share of wallet that those advertisers get. When you start looking at the data that on the back end on purchase, you find you significantly move the needle there. The biggest thing that's new in measurement that we see today is we think that just as we've seen attribution companies bought in the online space, I mean, AOL, Google have made transactions in the last few weeks to buy companies that better attribute the results to campaigns. What we're finding is the same thing is going to happen in TV. And we think that the kind of data I'm talking about, which is not just about reach, it's not just about audiences, but it's about results. And results could be sign-ups for auto insurance applications. It could be transactions at a quick service restaurant. It could be purchases of cars. And we think the next big thing that's coming, and we've been doing a lot of research in this, is closing the loop to TV campaigns, showing the actual results. And actually, at the ARF audience measurement event next week, we're going to be unveiling what will be the first comprehensive sort of book of results in any one category of TV advertising. And we're using actually the TV network tune-in market as the first one to start, where we're going to be showing all of the advertising campaigns over a 2-month period of all of the competitive TV networks, how they each did relative to each other in not just reach and recency, in relevance, but in actually driving viewership to their shows. And we're going to show like how they did relative to each other, who did more with more, who did more with less, who did less with more. It's going to be pretty exciting. And the kind of transparency that's existed in a lot of other places is coming to TV fast.